maybe you saw me smiling, but to be in United Nations when you are not united, it's a bit challenging. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just expressed in the chamber our deep regret that the draft resolution presented to the Security Council to address the situation in the Strait of Hormuz was or has not been adopted. Today, the Council has fallen short of its responsibility to maintain international peace and security, and to address Iran's illegal conduct with the clarity and firmness that the situation demands. This is not a matter that can be delayed or approached with hesitation. Together with the sponsors of the draft resolution, the Kingdom of Bahrain has, as penholder and as a directly affected state, has engaged extensively with all Council members throughout multiple rounds of negotiations. We listened carefully, incorporated views in good faith, and even postponed the vote to allow additional time for consensus. Despite these efforts, the Council did not rise to the occasion today to adopt a clear and necessary text. We made clear repeatedly that the countries of our region are not parties to this conflict, have never sought to be, and do not wish to be. We reject any false Iranian claims to the contrary. We also underscored that Iran's systematic attacks have targeted our country's civilians, residential areas, energy facilities, and critical infrastructure, decisively disproving Iran's claim to attack solely external military targets. It is absolutely clear that Iran's ongoing conduct, including its obstruction of the Strait of Hormuz, violates international law and Security Council Resolution 2817. The purpose of this draft resolution was precisely to put an end to these unlawful actions, which are already having widespread consequences for the global economy, as well as food and energy security. Rising costs of food, transport, and energy are affecting millions, while tens of millions more are at risk of acute hunger. So despite today's outcome, Bahrain, together with the Gulf states and Jordan, will intensify diplomatic efforts, both here and across other international platforms. We will not relent in working to deter these unlawful attacks and to protect our citizens and residents of all nationalities. We will continue our efforts to safeguard freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz, ensure safe and lawful passage for international shipping, and support the recovery of regional and international markets and supply chains. And we will uphold our responsibility as sovereign states to protect our territorial integrity and to ensure that such unlawful conduct does not become an accepted precedent. Let us be clear. The Strait of Hormuz is not being disrupted by circumstance, but by deliberate choice. A choice to violate international law, attack vessels, and obstruct lawful navigation. The international community must stand with those affected by these unjustified actions and in defense of international law. So while it is regrettable that some have put political considerations before essential action, Bahrain and our regional partners will continue to take all steps necessary to safeguard our sovereignty and security in accordance with Article 51 of the United Nations Charter. Our countries have exercised considerable restraint and patience in the face of ongoing Iranian aggression. But this restraint cannot be expected to continue without limit. Our rights under international law cannot be diminished by inaction, nor can accountability be avoided by turning a blind eye. I thank you.
Mr. Minister,
أعتبرون السيد الوزير
صلاح. طبعا.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate you on your dealing with this resolution and through the leadership of Bahrain for the Gulf Cooperation Council and the Security Council allows it to pass. But where do we go from here? And do you think the Russian and the Chinese draft resolution, which is in blue already, has any chances of remedying the situation that exists on the ground today?
As I indicated, when we were lobbying and working and drafting for Bahrain being the pen holder and also at the same time the president of the Security Council, we were facing a challenge where we wanted a very strong resolution, yet maintaining the unity of the Security Council as the president of the Security Council. So we will continue to be president for this month. Regarding the resolution, we'll go back to the drawing table again, and we will coordinate with our partners and take necessary steps to start mitigating and working on countering these challenges, ensuring the separation of the war from the attacks on our states, differentiating between them and differentiating between both from the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz is a major waterway, and we have to go back to probably Resolution 2817, which had a co-sponsors support from 136 countries. These co-sponsors, they are seeing the effect of the closure of the strait, and that the global economy is being hijacked. It is, and also the effect on the global south. So we need to work with them. We need also, as having the presidency of the Security Council, to work again on seeing how we can reunite the Security Council. This is our job.
The Russian draft that is in blue now, do you foresee that it will be able to pass and remedy the situation, open the Hormuz Strait, and ensure the freedom of international navigation in the Gulf?
Well, to be frank, I haven't seen it, read it yet. And as a president, even if I have an opinion, I think I have to respect and keep it to myself.
ممكن باللغة العربية السيد الوزير هل ترون أن قرارا من الجمعية العامة يمكن أن يؤمن الغطاء الدولي القانوني لتأمين الملاحة في مضيق هرمز وهو أمر تم في قرارات سابقة؟
يتم دراسة هذا الاقتراح وهذا البديل من ضمن عدة احتمالات ممكنة للعمل عليها. I'm sorry, I promised her.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. Edith Lederer from the Associated Press.
It's a pleasure.
Have you heard anything from the Iranians about possibly opening the Strait of Hormuz to avoid the deadline set by President Trump to attack their infrastructure starting at 8 p.m. tonight? And if you haven't, what kind of retaliation are the Gulf countries expecting?
Well, the Gulf countries been attacked now for more than 5 weeks. We have restrained ourselves, and as I said, we restraint has a limit, but we did not hear or negotiate or deal with Iran. The only thing we hear from Iran is sometimes they claim sovereignty over the strait, and they are trying to really carry on closing the strait. And this will really create a precedence that I hope that the international community will not tolerate.
Mr. Minister, this is Nama Abdullah with Huda Media Network. Thank you so much.
MashaAllah.
China's permanent representative just told us over there that the timing of the vote was bad. He cited the timing, as you know, at 8 p.m. President Trump is expected to escalate his country's attacks on Iran. Why didn't you delay it a bit further so that they might not vote veto?
To be frank, we have presented the draft resolution since last Monday. We wanted the voting to be last Monday, and then we delayed it to several times to accommodate for such a request. But we cannot tie such important issue that the entire world is affected by with the quote unquote the right time, or tie it with social media or coverage. I think the Security Council really did not rise to the occasion this time, but as president we will go back and try to work on an approach, because it is an imminent and it is a very important issue that we need to deal with. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
About the resolution, the last question. Stefano Vaccari, Ital Press, La Voce di New York. It's a kind of follow-up, because the Chinese ambassador talked also about, the language used by President Trump. So my question is, do you think that the words that President Trump used in the last few hours affected the decision by Russia and China not to let your resolution pass?
Well, Russia and China and the permanent representative are experts, and they've been, and this visit for us was just been 3 months in the Security Council. They have seen that should be focusing only on the language of the resolution and what does the resolution cover. If you focus only on the resolution, a resolution with the wordings that we had, which we have watered a lot. It started with Chapter 7, and we went to a lower and lower to satisfy and deal with the concerns that all other members of the Security Council had. And we thought that we had a balanced language, and I think this is the language that we should be focusing on. Thank you very
What
much.
do you think about that language? that
As
Trump
I
used?
said, we are the penholder of the resolution, and we are concerned about the wording of the resolution. Thank you, sir.